Hello guys, welcome back to your English class. Today I want to explain you the activities from your book, and we're going to start with the unit 1917 from your book 3. And the unit is called Rio, the capital of hope. Objectives: using modal verbs to express suggestions and obligations. Now we have to start with the exercise 17.1. Read the article and answer the questions. Now we have to read the article first, and then when we finish, we have to answer the questions we have. The first question says, what places must be visited when you visit Rio de Janeiro? And what are the usual activities tourists should do in the city? Now, Rio de Janeiro, a new world capital. At a time when much of the world is in some form decline, Rio de Janeiro is viewing looking forward. It feels like the capital of hope, showing that change can be possible. The wave of change comes from the boom of the economy and the energy brought to the city. When it was chosen for 2014 FIFA World Cup and 2016 Olympics, most of all from the dramatic reduction in crime. All of these events must offer a new face, and it should bring benefits to all the society. Great many cities sit beside the sea, but no one of them can integrate with its ocean as Rio does. You can imagine San Francisco positioned inland, but you can't imagine Rio de Janeiro without waterfront. It's like imagining New York without tall buildings or Paris without bistros. You must go to the beach so you know everything that's happening and said that artist big Muniz. Rio represents an architecture and you can't miss because it has a mixture between ages and style. Rio has 18th century buildings in varying examples of the Belle Epoque and many modernist office towers and apartment buildings. Oscar Niemeyer is an architect of most characteristic buildings in Rio, especially the museum across the bay in Niterói. A visit that every tourist must do. You should cross 13 kilometers bridge to the ocean with incredible views. There are some activities that every tourist should try at least once. When they visit, you should cool off after a hot day on the beach with a tangy star fruit sorbet, and you must party with locals and take part in the most famous carnival. You have to ride a 100-year-old train to summit of Corcovado, home of a statue of Chris Reminder, not to mention the fantastic view of the city. You can't miss visiting Maracanã Stadium, one of the biggest stadiums in the world, and later you could play soccer with locals at any city park or the beach. And finally, when you move around the city, you must expect the mess form and its people. Okay, now we have read the first part and you have to complete the questions that we have on the top. Now we have to continue with exercise 17.2 that it says, read the article again and complete the following sentences. Continue the idea from the text. Now, in this part, you just have to find these pieces of the text, and you have to write the following ideas from the text. For example, you have Rio de Janeiro feels like the capital of hope. It feels like the capital of hope, showing that a change can be possible. Okay? And you have to follow the ideas from the text. Okay? Now, don't forget that we are checking or we are learning how to use modal verbs. In this case, we have can, that is used to express ability or show possibility or impossibility. For example, I can ride a horse. Ability. Any child can grow up to be a president. Possibility. That person can be my father because he's at home. impossibility. Must is most commonly used to express certainty. It can also be used to express necessity. For example, this must be the right address, certainty, or tourists must get a visa before they travel, necessity. And the last one, should. Should is used to make recommendations or give advice. For example, when you go to Berlin, you should visit Palace Potsdam. A recommendation. Okay, now we're going to continue with the next activity. That it's exercise 17.4. Complete the sentences with must, can't, or should. Now, here we have a kind of conversation, and you should try to guess what would be the right modal verb. Is it must? Is it can't? Or maybe should? You have to read it carefully and then complete the ideas. Okay? Now, finally, to finish with activities in your book, it says, exercise 17.4. Look at the pictures and write 3 sentences describing what these people should, must, or can't do. Follow the example. Now, in this case, we have 4 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures. And we have the first one. In this case, we have a guy that is bald and he's scratching his head, something like that. And we have, example, he must buy a good shampoo. He should wear a wig. And he can't, and you have to write an impossible thing in this part. Now, according with the pictures, you have to write with must, a necessity, should, a recommendation, and can't, an impossible thing. Okay, according with the pictures. And the last part on exercise 17.5, circle the correct modal verb. You have in this case, this is a kind of conversation too, and the idea is you have to guess what would be the right verb. Is it can or must, would or could, should or can, could, couldn't, might, must, should, can, or would, can. You have to read the whole idea and then you have to decide or circle what would be the right modal verb. And that's all, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that you're okay. Take care. See you. Bye bye.